Your consciousness is not a product of your brain, but your consciousness is actually this experience, this continuum of awareness that goes between lifetime to lifetime to lifetime. And while I know this can sound fantastic, certainly to some people who've had a very deep religious background training or other sort of secular experience, some of the trauma, some of the anxiety, fears, or even gifts that you may have in this lifetime didn't just derive from this one personality, but they may have come with you from, as I call it, alternate timeline. Not some sense of past or future, but always present in the now. And so when we employ these techniques through regression or other hypnotherapy techniques, we can actually tap into that space that's not just the meaning of what happened to you in an alternate timeline, but truly, what was the decision-making process after one body has departed and before the next body has incarnated? Where is that space in between that is really the choosing ground of your soul in order to experience itself in this new realm? Perhaps there was an experience of loss or grief or suffering that had been untended in the soul, that was unaddressed in that lifetime, and that wound may carry forward into this lifetime with you. At the same time, some of the tools or gifts or talents that you may have had in alternate lives as well also can come through. So the relevance of all of this is really, how does it affect us in the now? It's not just a fun game to look at who you might have been in some alternate timeline, and some of it can be super fun and interesting, and some of it can be really challenging and painful. But the way that I employ these techniques is a way to heal the now, the present now, the unfolding opportunity of always. When we realize that our consciousness continues beyond this mortal realm, beyond this gorgeous 3D existence that we share, and we begin to understand that there is a continuation of a sense of self, if you will, that's not limited by name and gender and location and ethnicity and any of those other factors that we have deemed important as a human, but that actually can carry with us as an essence for us to learn from. That will help us on this human plane to grow, evolve, expand, and share this with our community around us. Instead of being trapped on the same lesson over and over, lifetime and lifetime, again and again, we can come to a self-realized experience in this existence, right now, in this timeline. It then gives you a greater sense of ease on your passage into your next realm. And I believe that that truly is the point. How do we experience ourselves as elevating in consciousness from one dimension to the next? So forget for the moment that it's a life and a past life. Experience it instead like a dimension, like changing a chapter. What if, as the yogis and the shamans and the sages forever have said, that life is everlasting and you don't have to be or do anything special because you are already an eternal being? What if instead you could stay with that aspect of your being, follow that place in your heart that is your wisdom, that is your grace, that is your blessing? Look, I believe that if each and every one of us stayed with that powerful space in our hearts, we would experience a lot less suffering, not just in our own lives, but in the lives of our family, friends, and community around us. We would experience a sense of grace being downloaded into everything we did, from choice of commerce to our art, our creativity, our parenting, our spousing and coupling. We would create from a very different place if we didn't have to prove that we were good enough, if we didn't have to save or fix anything. If we could simply allow, understand, and know that simply because you exist, you are enough. Simply because you exist, you are a part of the grander scheme of consciousness of the divine, all that is. And that message, I feel, is so powerful to remember. I do believe that each and every one of us has a voice. Each and every one of us has something to share, to offer, to clear, and to evolve. And when we share the work, it becomes much easier, much more fun, and much more doable as a tribe. So thank you for being a part of my tribe. Thank you for allowing me to hold space as a teacher in any regard for your journey to truly become the most elevated, delicious, awesome, and yummy aspect we could possibly imagine being. Many, many blessings to you. Thank you, and Sat Nam.